Zoe, nice to see you again.
Hello.
Zoe is an old friend who's done a little bit of embodied stuff before. You're an artist, that's your main thing, just to give a bit of context here. Let's start with a quick what I call AAI. I often start with this before a coaching session. So very simple, it's awareness, feel your body, you can close your eyes if you like. And saying yes to however you are today, whoever you've brought to the coaching in these weird times. And reminding yourself of your intention for coming to the coaching today. Awareness, acceptance, and intention for today. Okay. How can I help?
Well, now I'm a full-time artist. I have a very bad habit of just procrastination.
Full-time artist and you procrastinate. Really
Yes.
common one for self-employed people. I'm like this when I write my books. I really get it, okay? So, all right, let's have a little look at cycles. So cycles is an embodiment model where we look at beginning, gearing up, and endings, and then resting, yeah? And particularly the beginning part. So you're doing touch today, right? You said it earlier?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, great. That's a full yes. It's nice. There's a full yes, definitely yes. Are you happy hugging?
Yes.
Okay, so we're friends, we've known each other for a while. I wouldn't do hugging with everyone. I might do this handshaking. So handshaking would be like beginning, middle, ending, ended. Okay, so the beginning is the bit you're struggling with.
Yes.
So see if we can speed that up. Okay, and you want to do that with hugs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I want you to notice the little pause before you begin. Is it like, yeah? Or imagine you're gonna hug me, but then you go, oh, no, I won't, I'll do it later.
Yeah.
Can you do that in your body? So it's like, oh, no, I won't. You feel that?
Yeah.
Okay, how is it? Describe that to me, that like,
Just not quite sure.
like you're not sure.
Not sure.
Yeah, and how do you know you're not sure in your body? What happens in your breathing, your posture?
I'm holding my breath.
Holding your breath, okay. So there's a breath holding, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And then what do you do?
Kind of let a little bit out.
Let a little bit out, okay.
And then kind of all out.
Yeah.
Then I hold it again.
And then you hold it again. Okay, so there's a particular pattern there that you can notice, yeah? As opposed to this, say, ah!
Let me do that.
Yeah.
Ah.
And more, ah.
Ah.
Okay, then step forward, say, ah, step forward.
Ah.
Okay, and again, we'll go full hug now. Say, ah, step forward.
Ah.
Okay. Ugh, more hair in my mouth. Okay, so so that, do you see we're interrupting that procrastination breathing pattern? Yeah? And let's work with that stepping forwards again. So when I clap my hands, step forward as quick as you can. Notice if there's a tiny pause.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just getting you trained and used to the habit of just starting.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So what would it look like as an artist? What's the first thing you do? Is there like a thing you do when you start? I don't know what artists do.
No, but it goes right back to even just getting to my studio.
Okay, so that's the first thing. So what's the first thing you do to get to it? Is like put your shoes on?
Yeah.
What's the first thing you do?
Get off the sofa.
Get off the sofa. We don't have a sofa, but we have a chair. Okay, so there's a chair. Would you mind using the chair? This is your sofa, you're at home, you're like, oh, okay, it's looking at the watch, it's time. Okay, and how do you normally do it? You go to get up, then you go, oh.
I'm like, oh, what other jobs can I do at home?
Okay, you look around, maybe find something else.
Washing up needs doing, things
Okay.
like that. Anything else.
I know what that's like. I rearrange my books in color order before writing a chapter once. Okay, instead, I want you to look straight ahead. Okay, find a point. Okay, that's where your studio is. Okay, and then go. Great, and again, let's practice this a few times. So, because if you go into that like, oh, what's this, what's that, okay? Contrast that, like look around, like we could neaten up that bag and we could go have a look at that. What's that on the floor? There's all sorts of little things we could do in here, right? Because there's always something.
Yeah.
Okay, now instead take a breath, and then go. Great. All right, and now let's give this a word. What does this feel like to you?
When I go.
Yeah, like this, go.
Like I'm allowed.
You're allowed?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. All right, yeah. So say that to yourself, I'm allowed.
Yeah.
I'm allowed. Pick a focus and then move quick. Great. Okay, how's this?
Yeah, I can see myself doing it in the morning actually.
Yeah?
Just going, go.
Okay, good. All right, well, let's leave that. So we call it go technique. All right, and you can start looking for those little hesitations that where you don't quite go into spring in this cycle, so spring, summer, autumn, winter, yeah? So start looking for those in your life, spotting them, and getting out of the habit of doing that with other things too. Yeah, so maybe when you're doing your cooking or you're doing your washing or other things you're doing around the house or whatever, so get into that habit. And then you've got this where you go, right, you go from this body, practice that again, like looking around and, I could, a bit dreamy, a bit wavery, and then really focus dead ahead, and then get up. Go! Good. Okay, well done, Zoe. Thank you very much. Okay, so common issue working with procrastination. I've seen it many, many times. Lots of ways to play with it. That's just one. I introduce cycles, handshaking, hugs, whatever it would be. Finding some way, copying each other if you can't touch. Finding some way to get people a bit more aware of what they do, in this case at the beginning of something. Some people it's endings, they have problems like wrapping things up, so it's a different problem. So basic model we use a lot in embodiment, some simple techniques. It might not be a cure-all, but it would give her at least a little bit of a model to be cracking on with that.